we may not be able to monetize, or we may not be able to get the right kind of the return, or what we were planned, or expected revenue and stuff like that. I don't think we'll be able to get all that. So I think there are some questions here, like who is basically your customer? Who are we trying to cater this product or services to? And what is your product? So what means, what product and services are we trying to sell to that who, the customer? And then why should I buy your product or services? Every product will have a differentiator, right? So there's so many products in the market. Like if you take a phone itself, has so many brands, right? iPhone, Samsung, and so many Chinese products, and Nokia, Sony, Panasonic. Every phone probably have a differentiator, or a brand positioning. So they may say this particular brand is good for with cameras. This is good for gaming. This is good for a phone. I don't know. So everybody's got their own differentiator and a positioning. That's how they're able to sell. So that you got to have that. So for whatever products and services you're doing, that you should know why people should buy your product. So this is how you go to market. So you've got to have a go-to-market strategy, not just here to the market, and also how to go to the VC, or how to go to an angel investor, and how to get funding, and all that also is pretty critical. So yeah, that generally I think people have a pretty good sales and marketing guy to do this. The other techie folks might be concentrating on building the prototype and the product and all that. Yeah, can you go to the next slide? And again, I think this is something India, I think we're not that good at it, which is the IP, or the intellectual property. So I think if you go elsewhere out of India, everything is an IP or a property or a patent. And I think even our basmati rice, somebody out there in US has a patent, I think now. And I think somebody was trying to patent our neem, that what was that? Vepalai. So they were trying to patent, right? And there were some fights and all that. So whatever new thing they see, they will try to patent and take try to own that intellectual property. So likewise, I think we got to be smart too. So whatever idea, whatever product, whatever service we are getting out, so we got to make sure that we have a patent or a intellectual property on it. Only when you have that, so we can probably earn based on copyrights and royalty and all that later. And somebody, I mean, when you have that, it's going to be, people cannot copy your stuff. And then if they want to basically replicate your product or services, they will probably pay you royalty. So this is also key when looking at your products and services. Can you go to the next slide? And yeah, I think this is not during the initial stages, but I think when you have a matured and an established company and all that, this is pretty key. So who are your business stakeholders? So customer is key. So that's for the customer only you're trying to sell your products and services. And for the customer to sell your products and services, you cannot just do it alone, right? So you got to have a pretty solid team, your employees. Your company employees, that they are pretty key. So only then you can go and sell your products and services to the customer. And then comes the investor. Investor, not necessarily an investor, an external investor. They may be your shareholders too. If you have matured really well, it may be a public company, an IPO. You must have released an IPO and you've gotten to a public company and trading in stock exchanges. At that point, even somebody buys a single stock, will be a shareholder, an investor, and he will be a stakeholder too. I mean, you are responsible for the investors and shareholders. And for the investor, that is when I think we do this quarterly. I think we have to keep our investors happy. Otherwise, I think our financials will be endangered. So you got to make sure that we are keeping our investors happy. So that is why we do quarterly reporting and all that. So your products, your customers, your employees, investors is important too. So you got to make sure that you're running your company pretty well, profitable, and you are earning money to your shareholders. That's what it is. So the bottom line is you have to show them the profit, show them the earnings. Otherwise, they're not going to be interested in continuing to invest in the company. So these are some of the stakeholders, key stakeholders as you grow, mature. Not at the initial stage, but I thought this might be a useful thing to know. So I put this slide up there. Yeah, can you go to the next slide? Yeah, so if you start your own, you're your own boss, right? So you're not answerable to anyone, but that is also a drawback or flip side. Basically, when you're not answerable to anyone, things might go wrong, right? So so that is when things like peer reviews come in handy. So somebody needs to review, even if you're the topmost CEO of the company. There's always a board of directors, right? So board of directors, those directors can give him instructions and ask him questions and all that. And that is typically the structure of mid-sized to large companies. But small companies, CEO he might be the one or two in the board of directors too, and then nobody can question him. So that is not a good thing always. So you got to have peer reviews. People should review what you're doing, check your progress, provide feedback, and all that. And that is where this coaching, the executive coaching comes in place. So those are specialized professionals, generally external people who would basically talk to you on a weekly basis or monthly basis, check progress, how you're doing, and provide you feedback and all that. And also you should have mentors even at any stage in your life. As an entrepreneur, you should have mentors. Mentors are the people who you would look up to, and when you run into a problem or you have issues, those are the people you would talk to first, and check with them and validate things. So I think people like Narayana Murthy of Infosys, they may be mentoring so many other CEOs or other company owners. And likewise, Tata's Ratan Tata, he might be mentoring so many other people. So likewise, I think when you run a company, you got to make sure that you find the right group of mentors to help you with. And the key thing is about all this problem solving, ideation, products, company, all that, you're providing employment to a good number of people. That is key for a country of our size. So employment, I think every government is promising employment, right? And how are they going to do it? Well, with people like you all. So entrepreneurs, those are the people who provide so much employment to the country. That is very critical that we provide employment. So bottom line, we're providing employment to how big size your organization is, 5, 10, 500,000, 10,000, 1 lakh, whatever. So you are providing employment, and that is a great social cause, I would say. Yeah, can you move to the next slide? And then this peer group, I think like mentors, you should also have peer group. So you're running your company, you should be in contact with a couple of other companies, CEOs, and whoever is in your peer group. So you can again bounce off ideas like, hey, this is a problem I'm facing. What are you? How did you face the problem? How did you solve it? That type of conversation or chat you can have with your peer group. I mean, a lot of times if I have problem, I will phone up some other company CEO or find out what they're doing. If they have a problem, they would call us and call me and say, hey, did you come across this problem? How did you solve and all that? So this is a good thing. So right from this stage itself, I think you all should have this habit of mentor and a peer group. Mentor, not necessarily your professor or lecturer. It could be your senior, or it could be somebody working at another organization, or it could be a different college person. And a peer group is always your own in your own age group, or whoever is like-minded people doing similar stuff. So you guys should cultivate that habit, I guess. Yeah, next slide, please. So again, networking is pretty key. So networking is basically connecting with people, how you're interacting, not necessarily on a work basis always. So you should also socialize. So any event you go, this should be your key thing. Like if you go to a seminar, you go to a webinar like this, I think it's probably not a great place, but if you have an opportunity to do a live event, you should, the networking should be key. So you will meet so many people. You will meet so many people, and those are the, and then that is how you get to pick your mentors, identify your peer groups or form your peer groups and all that. Networking is key. It helps in so many different places, different ways. So not for your funding, for your venture, finding your venture capitalist, find even for your ideas. Or somebody, maybe you might meet some person in a conference or in an expo or in a trade show, and you might talk to someone, and he might have shared some of his ideas. Then it might spark an idea in you. So it's always good. Never think, oh, I have a smart idea, I'm going to sit at home and somebody will knock your door and say, hey, you have a smart idea. That is never going to happen. We should always be proactive, and we are the ones who should be knocking the doors of the opportunity. Opportunity never knocks your door. So just keep that in mind. So that is when this networking helps. Never sit at home or never sit in your college or in your department. Always venture out, go out, talk to people and find out what they're doing. And from there, see if you're getting any ideas. How can I do similar things, or do I have a different idea? So always networking is pretty key. And I strongly recommend each one of you guys to start cultivating this habit too. Network with their peers or other college people, other industry people. So this is very important, I would say. Yeah, next slide, please. And yeah, so I think this is some of the challenges I've seen in and around our place. So most of you guys would know TIE, the Indus Entrepreneurship Organization. It is not India organization, it is in Indus. So I think it probably includes Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka too. So it's an Indus Entrepreneurship Organization there. And there should be student membership. I strongly recommend you guys to take a membership here. This organization will have student. They have a Chennai chapter, and every city of major cities has a chapter, I guess. And I think they'll have annual events and monthly events. I strongly recommend sign up, go. Again, like whatever I said before, like networking, talk to them. You will meet so many different people. So this is a great place. And then the other chapter I keenly look at is Silicon Valley. This is the California chapter, where they have an international annual event. And there's also an India level event. They happens in Mumbai or Delhi by the, I think it's called TIE Global or something. You guys should, if you have the time and money, you guys probably should go there and visit them and find out what the different people or different speakers, different sessions are all about. And then I think this Research Triangle Park IIT's got a startup incubator, accelerator type stuff, I guess. And I think STPA, Software Technology Parks of India. So they also have an incubation center. So you all can go visit, find out. And then I think there's other forums to interact with the VCs. I don't think at our level they're going to be easily accessible to us. But I think we should still find out venture capitalists, because they're the ones who are going to fund our ideas or fund our products and services. And angel investors are a little at a lower level. They'll be dealing with a little lower budget, I guess. Yeah, and again, yeah, webinars like this, and then instead of webinars, online events. I think you all should thrive to go to live events. That is where you will do all those networking, meet people, and all that. So yeah, I think we will come to the end of our presentation. So, and again, sorry for the technical glitches, and thank you again for your patient listening. And hope you all do wonders and start so many different organizations in our country where we need so much employment. And with this one word, I will close my talk, which is basically Indians. We are pretty good at adapters, followers. So we're not thought leaders. You look at all the different organizations across the world.